us online at Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. Let's then get into that class of what is networking and why it's important then for you to network like a professional. Simba Kiage, how are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you, Simba, for inviting me.
Happy to have you around. Let's begin also by answering those questions. And I'm going to ask you the same question because our audience would also want to know their answers. What is networking? And what is networking like a professional? And what is networking like a professional in favor of your career? Yes.
Thank you very much. I think we can just understand it from the acronym networking.
Yes.
So the first letter is N. It means new connections. Okay? And then the next one is E.
That is N, new.
N, new connections.
Yes.
E, you have to be enthusiastic about the products and the services that you are supposed to go and talk about during the networking session.
Yes.
And then also the next one is T, which is trust. You have networking is all about trust. Yeah, so you should be able to have that in place, so you should be able to work it through.
Yes.
The other one is W. So we are looking at the word networking.
Yes.
So W is about warmth. You have to be someone who has who exudes a warmth in yourself or from yourself. You should not make people feel that probably that negative energy from you or that rude person, but you should just be a likable person. So that is something that we should work towards really exuding. The other one is O, which is opportunities. Networking is all about experiencing opportunities. You give opportunities and also you receive opportunities. That is what you call networking on opportunities. The other one is R, relationships. Without relationships, then there's no networking. So our focus should also be on really building those kind of relationships. The other one is, the other letter is K, knowledge. You should have knowledge about the products and services that you are going to speak about. Because you can imagine you're going to have a conversation with someone and maybe in the same industry and they know some products, but you are not able to really express them well. You don't have the knowledge to speak about your products.
Yes.
The other letter is I, interest. You should really be interested in what is happening around you. You should be interested on the person that you're talking to. You should be interested about the event. So you really have to be genuine about that interest. It has nothing to do with myself or I. The interest now, you're taking it away from you to the people who are in the event or to the people whom you're interacting with. And then the other letter is N, which is nurturing. So networking is all about nurturing. Are you a person who is able to nurture?
Yes.
Are you able to nurture relationships? So that is very key, and we are lucky that women, it's our innate ability
to nurture, isn't it?
Nurture.
Yes.
But it's also something that men can learn to do. Then the last letter is G. It's about giving. We are used to, that aspect that when you're going for a networking event, you're going to receive. But it actually starts with giving before you can receive. So basically, that is how you can understand what networking is all about. So it's basically about building these meaningful relationships with intention, so that with that the mutual kind of support that I get from you, that you get from me, then we are able to get those business solutions that you are looking for. You are able to get the solutions to the problems that probably we are looking for. We are able to get the clients that you're looking for. We are able to get, for example, if you're looking at expanding your network, then you're able to do that. So basically, that's what it is. What networking is not.
There's what it is not as well.
Yes. There is what is not.
Yes.
Most of us, because we lack training, and even me, I was in that space, whereby I thought I was just following the textbook kind of networking, whereby you've been told you go, or you go meet someone, and then you get opportunities. And what happens with that is that you find that people give up on networking because that is not what it is. You cannot get opportunities immediately after a networking event. It takes time because you have to build relationships. So the networking is not textbook kind of interactions, but an organic kind of interaction, whereby, I mean, organic by it being a symbiotic kind of relationship, yes, whereby yes. You are actually gaining from me and I am gaining from you. So it's a win-win scenario. It's not like a leech kind of scenario, yes, whereby you don't feel like someone is just drawing something from you, but that person is offering you something, and also for you, you're offering something. So with that is where now you start building those relationships so that both of you can win. So it must be a win and win kind of relationship. So the other thing is that we usually say that networking is like it's socially awkward for some people. You say, no, networking is not my thing. Yeah, I don't know how to network. I've never gone for a networking event. Yes. But we usually take networking as an event. And can you imagine that we usually network on a daily basis, frequently, more than what we know? Like, for example, you have friends. I'm sure you have friends. Yes, you have colleagues, and you have, of course, co-workers. You have built relationships with these people. There is value you're giving to them. There is value you're receiving from them. Yeah, and the opportunities you get because of that exchange. So with that, you're already networking. You're networking here. You are networking, for example, when you go to a store and you meet, even maybe it's a supermarket, or you've gone to a club, or you've gone to the gym, or even church. You meet people, maybe on Sundays, and you have that interaction. Yeah, you find out that, oh, by there I can offer this value to this person can give me this value, and then you exchange that. That is what you call networking as well. So networking is not just an event whereby you say, okay, it happens once in a year and you plan for it. So you'll miss out on the daily networkings that you can do, yes, on the weekly networkings that you can do as a professional, so that you build up your business. Pretty much. Yes.
Now, this is where the questions then begin then. People ask,
yes,
must I network within? Because we're talking about networking as a professional.
Yes.
Must I network within my area?
Yeah.
Because I read into this question,
yeah,
and it was a survey that was getting done. You get a lot of invitations probably on LinkedIn, or get a lot of invitations to events, or go to meet friends at work. But then you're like, no, but this person is not in my industry. This person is finance, I'm in communication. Yeah. This person is in manufacturing. I am in probably a service industry. This one probably is not my type of person. So you find that people are conflicted of whether to go or not to go. Must you network directly within your line as a professional?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And I cannot say it's a yes or no answer. Yeah. Because I can say yes, probably because you'll go there and you meet someone because I've said relationship is about a web.
Does it?
It's just not one person, two people like that. So you might go to an event whereby it has nothing to do with your industry, but you meet a CEO who has a friend who is in that industry that will add value to you. So that person who is, for example, is in the finance industry, has another friend who is a CEO, will introduce you to that person, maybe who is in coaching the way I am.
Does it?
So at the end of the day, you can go to an event whereby it's not your industry, but you can be able to get connections via the people you've already met.
Does it?
And they can give you the value that you're looking for.
Yes.
The other thing is that it's always good to go to a different kind of environment whereby it has nothing to do with your industry.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
because that's what it is.
Yes, you learn about the systems, the challenges that they have, the systems they have put in place to overcome those challenges, and even how they do business. There's something you can learn from there that you can start implementing in your business. So I can say yes. you can go for those events whereby they're not related with your own industry, either because it's a web of relationships, you can get value from referrals, okay?
Yes.
Or also you can gain value just by learning the processes of doing businesses from a different perspective that you can implement in your business. So let's not really limit our exposure. Let's be, let's be open-minded. Let's go for such kind of opportunities.
Yes.
And then I can say no. That sometimes, if of course you're in that position whereby you are to choose, if I'm going to go for an event whereby it's within my industry, or if you are to do two choices, then you have to choose the one that is within your industry. The reason why we usually apply the Pareto principle, whereby you look at, you don't just go and attend all the events. No, you look at which events will give me. Will I give 20% of my effort and I get 80% outcome? So of course, if you go to your industry, it means you're doing a lean focus, and the outcome is going to be more. So you have to be strategic as well when you're choosing which event to go. But if there's an opportunity and it's not within your industry, why not? I go for such events. Yeah.
Second question as well, and it touches on something that you mentioned. It can be a benefit of networking, but also becomes a challenge of networking. Because if you network more, you're meeting new people, then your social skills essentially keep on improving. But again, the biggest challenge again to networking is that people find it a bit awkward. If you're socially not up there, then that becomes a challenge. You're like, I don't want to meet those people. Just want to retain it within your circle. So the people say that, are there places that you should not network at? In the sense of, I'm only good at networking at social events. But when you send me somewhere in an office or just specifically a networking event, I'm going to find it a bit difficult. Is it possible for you to say, that place is not for networking, this place is for networking because of social challenges?
Yeah. Now, networking, there's two skills that you must have. Interpersonal skills, and that is broadly to say communication skills, and also, of course, having that business or professional acumen.
Yes.
And I'm sure maybe someone might say, but they don't have those skills. But the good news is that they are acquired. Yeah, they are acquired.
You can acquire the skills. Social skills are acquired.
Yes.
You can get trained not to be socially awkward.
Yes, definitely. You go for a communication training whereby you're taught business etiquette. How do you greet someone when you first meet them? Yeah. How do you like look for business, but in a way that you don't sound so salesy? Yeah. How are you able to make that those quick decisions that I can actually add value to this person, and I'm not able to add value to this person? So what we are saying, anybody can network. And there is no specific place whereby you would say, okay, socially, I'm socially awkward, I cannot network with people. Even if it's a group of C-suites people, even if it's a group of CEOs, then practice. Can you go for training before the next event comes up? Can you come to me? I train you how to communicate. How do you prepare for such events? Because you don't just stand up and you go for an event. Even for me, I don't do that. I have to prepare. So it is something that you can acquire. That is good news. Yeah. So the ones that we don't really need to really get scared is, the normal interactions we have, like with our families and with our friends, because it's so natural, and the skills part of it, or the competency part of that, is not usually judged by your friends or by your family. They just love you for who you are. Yeah, they can give you whatever you need because there's that kind of intimacy, or there's that kind of connection. But now when it comes to the professional kind of network, you have to step up your game. Yeah.
Pretty much. Now, let's continue to the next one. It's a tough questions. I was doing my research on this. I'm like, maybe even me, I need to go study on exactly what professional networking is. I ran into a quote that says, nowadays people exchange contacts a lot. And that in a networking event or in your daily interactions, you might meet people who you're like, this one, I have to know more. This is the one that I gotta give a contact. Then I ran into a quote: do not give every other person that you meet your business card. Decide on whom you think deserves your business card or an exchange of contact. See, Anto, in a networking event where we're saying, well, it's important for you to know other people as well in various industries.
Yeah.
How do you know who to leave your contact with?
Yeah.
And pick up a conversation later?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a very good question, because you have to ask yourself several questions even before you go for that event. Like, why do I have to go for that event? What is the purpose of me going for this networking event? Is it that I'm looking for clients? Which type of clients are you looking for? Am I looking for a mentor? What type of mentor are you looking at? So once you know, for example, if it's a meeting where they're professionals and those are people who are ahead of you in the game, maybe you're looking for mentorship, then you should do a research on them, for example, on the speakers. Yeah, know what is their interest, what are they doing, so that you have some information about them. Yeah, you can look at the facilitators, you can also look at the audience. Sometimes those lists are shared. So you can do a brief study of the people who are going to be there, such that you know exactly, yes, there are like 1,000 kind of people, but I'm being strategic enough by only looking at the 20% of the 100 people. So probably I just need to speak to 30 people. But who are these 30 people? Am I able to know who they are before I go for the networking event? Because look at it this way. When you go for such events, they're usually very busy. And even for them, they've come to network. So they know that once they interact with you, they might know quickly, no, this person cannot add value to me, or I have nothing to add value to them. But if already you have prepared and you know the person you want to talk to, you look at their industry, so that when you ask questions, you actually going to intrigue some form of interest in you, so that the conversations continue, and you quickly build the relationship, so that they can accept for you to meet with them. So you have to be very strategic preparation by studying the people who are going to be there. Prepare questions for them, and of course when you're there, you have to look for them and walk. If it's maybe it's a cocktail form of setting, you can walk to their table, you can walk to where they are, and when you're able to show someone that you know something about them, then they pay attention to you. So you have to do it very differently.
Yes.
You don't just walk in, you don't even know who are there, you don't know what they do. Nobody will pay attention to you. You'll just be moving from one table to the next.
Yes.
And you're not adding value to other people and to yourself.
That's it.
Yes.
Run into another concern as well.
Yeah.
That even the person that you're talking to, they need to hear what you can offer in exchange.
Yeah.
Which sort of stresses your other point. Must I know that when I'm going to this particular event, I'm going to meet so and so, that as fast as I can, I should make the person in front of me realize, at the end of the day, that is somebody that I might also need. Is that what your end game is? That as fast as I can, I'm going to make them realize, I might need actually this person, because there's a place we connect. Is that what it is? Yeah,
that's what it is. And networking events, usually they don't turn out the way we would want them to turn out sometimes. Because I might say that, yes, I've done my research, and Simba is the person that I want to, exchange contacts with or build relationships.
Yes.
But Simba is not willing to go to the next level with me.
Yes.
And you see, you cannot be so pushy to it. Yeah. So we should also have, as much as we've done our research, we should also have that opportunity for the unexpected outcome, whereby you've approached someone, you see value that you can get from them, but they don't see any value adding to them. So they have no interest to exchange any form of contacts for follow-up. They just want it to end there and then. So you should also know that, that can happen, and it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay that you've gone for a networking event.
And you got no value.
Not like totally.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that maybe you had made a preparation. You wanted to talk to Simba.
Yeah.
You are in that 20% of the people whom I know from the research I've done that I'm going to get value. But I have approached you. Remember the win-win scenario I had spoken about. You have to gain from me, and I have to gain from you, so that we can start building that relationship, and so that you can also experience the outcome you're looking for. Yeah. But you can imagine a scenario. Yes, me, I've targeted you, Simba, because I know what I'm going to get. For example, I'm looking to maybe get clients from you. I see the value in you, but you don't see my value. Would you want to, for us to go to the next level? Most people, they don't want. So that's why you have to be very strategic enough. If you realize that cannot work, then you move to the next person. There's so many people. That person is also looking for someone they can get value from. And you can go to the next person and you get that value that you're looking for that person. And it's a win-win scenario. You exchange contacts.
Yes.
For follow-up, yeah.
As basic as it can get, I ran into this particular question that most of us do not even know when we should start networking or when we should stop networking.
Yeah.
Are there definite answers to these questions? When should I start networking?
Okay, you mean during the event or before the event?
Does that before the event?
Yeah. So yes. Networking is not a reactive form of interaction. You don't just wake up and say, I need clients. No, I need to
like today I need clients, so I need to go online and see networking events and then try and connect with them.
That's a bad strategy. Because you know what will happen? You'll go for that event, people sense desperation. And they will know that you're not being genuine. You are just there as a transactional networker. You've gone there to look for clients. You're not interested in building relationships. And that's not what networking is all about.
Yes.
So it's not a reactive form of strategy when it comes to looking for business solutions or looking for your clients.
Yes.
You have to be very proactive. Whereby, for example, myself, I'm in the coaching industry. I might say, I want to go for a marketing networking because I need to understand how can I market my business. I don't have to wait when I'm not getting enough pipeline or when I'm not getting enough clients for me to start going for those events. Because the contacts you get from networking, it takes time to build those relationships. And because of that reason, you cannot be reactive towards it, such that by the time maybe that need arises of you getting clients or of you now needing that help, you already have an established relationship that they'll be willing to help you with that problem. Because as you continue with your business, problems will arise, needs will arise, but you would already have a network of professionals who can help you with that issue that you're facing or that help that you're facing.
Yes.
Because they've already experienced you've already built that relationship, and they can give you the help that you're looking for. But it can be reactive, you are going to fail. Yeah.
Here's another complex part in networking. I know the end game is that might be my client. That person is in my line. So in one way or another, because of the research that I've done before, I know that Sianto is in that event, and I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to connect with her in this particular event. But I don't want to sound like I'm selling. It's not a marketing event, because marketing events are quite different. People have come there to pick products and services if you can. How do I stop myself from selling during a networking event? How do I stop? What is this packaging that I need to have? So that at the end of the day, I go in and say, hey, I know you're this and this, my company has this. We can work together. Give me a call next week.
Yeah.
Here's my business card.
Yes, I like that because the way we are wired when it comes to networking, we are looking at the end result. How am I gaining value from this person? So when you go with the end results
Yes.
in mind, then you'll definitely appear very salesy.
Yes.
Because you'll be pushy, you know, I have targets, I need to get this client, so I have to talk to them and I have to ask for the business card. So they will already feel that pressure from you.
Does it?
And people don't want that. They want to, first of all, know who is Simba. Yeah, so what you can do is that you need to prepare on those starter questions, the conversations that you're going to initiate at the beginning. Don't even talk about your products immediately. You don't do that. First of all, maybe you can go and say, okay, hi, how are you? My name is Statehousekenya Kaya. And then usually they will tell you their name. Then you ask them, how is the event so far? Which industry are you in, or what business are you dealing with? So you're putting the focus on the other person. Yeah, you're putting the focus on them so that they don't feel like you want to pull something from them, but you're really curious and you have interest in what they do.
Yes.
Yeah. So then you can even ask them how, or if really genuinely you can help them, then you can offer the help. You say, okay, by the way, I know this person that might add value to your business. I will have to talk to them, then I can introduce you to them. So the thing that you must do is that you have to show value. First of all, build that rapport. You can even talk about general things. Yeah, but first it has to be, the focus has to be on the other person. Show them that you have value for them. Once someone sees that you have something for them, then it dilutes the salesy part of networking. So you show value, then it dilutes the salesy part of it.
The sales part of it. That at the end of the day, again, you're trying to be visible to them. Is that not what it is? That be visible to me, let me see you, let me see your value, so that if you call me again now, it becomes a personal relationship. Now that's where the problem again becomes. That since it's not a sales event, you want to make it as personal as possible, so that Sianto comes out knowing, that guy called Simba, I know him from that company. It's a personal relationship because you want to, it's a potential for business they're going for. How do you make it personal without sounding personal? I want you to know me. I mean, this line of business, we can work together. Yes.
Now, there is something I want to highlight there, that when it comes to networking relationships, we don't look for personal connection. We don't look to make the relationship strong or intimate, because then we would have lost those people.
Yes.
The first level, let me just take you back a bit. The first level of interaction is the inner circle, whereby it's your family, friends, and colleagues, whereby there's that strong and intimate relationships. But when it comes to networking, professional networking relationships, there's nothing, we cannot go to those levels, we cannot personalize them in terms of you want them to become your buddy. Yes, the connections actually has to be a weaker connection. Networking connections are weaker connections. Those are people that you have not interacted with them quite often. Maybe you've interacted with them once in a quarter or maybe once in a year. And they give you results that you're looking for because they have the information that you don't have. They have the opportunities that you've not seen or met before from your inner circle. And this is what I ask people, and this is what I discovered. Where do you get those promotions from? Where do you get those connections that bring progress in your life? Are they from your inner circle or from the networking events, whereby the connection is not so strong? And for me, I have realized that how I have been scaling up in my career is from in networking events whereby the relationship is not really so close.
It's not so close.
It's not close.
Then am I gonna be interesting to you to talk to me enough in a networking event if I don't show my personal interest to you?
No, you see, I want us to get that part very clearly, because that's where people go wrong. When you go for networking, you want to push that relationship to that towards friendship. That's not what we want, and that's not what that person wants from you. That person has their own friends. He already has his inner circle. So you cannot, you don't push yourself to that inner part. So the questions that you're going to ask so that you build that interest are questions that are not going to push that relationship to become too personal,
yes,
such that now you're getting close to the inner circle. Because once that person feels like you're getting closer to the inner circle, then they don't want to have that discussion with you. It's not the right place to do that.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Good. But just before I ask you the final question, Sheila, if you can, there's a couple of emails that are forwarded to you now. Please respond as quickly as you can, so that now we have also those suggestions coming through to my end as well. So as we draw nearer to stepping out of the studio now, that how much is enough networking? Because it's potential for business. Quality networking. Can I meet 10 people in an event? Can I meet 20 people in an event?
Now, this is what research has given us, that the maximum limit a human being can take is 150.
In one direction?
Not in one direction.
Yes.
Like in total,
yes,
150. If you're only using your human potential in terms of interacting with them, getting the contacts, you're the one who's doing that alone, you can only do that up to 150. After that, then you lose it. That's why now we have systems that help an individual so that you can go beyond that 150, the 150 number in terms of networking. But for example, if it's in a room, I will still go back to strategy. Because if you use the 20%, yeah, you're not really looking at to talk to everyone. You know whom you're supposed to talk to. And as you network, so that you're able to get to the right numbers also when it comes to networking, don't take too long in a conversation. Keep it short and nice, add value, you receive value, exchange contacts, if that is what both of you are, it's a win-win scenario, then move to the next. So don't really spend too much time on one person, because don't forget they're there to network. There are other people that you're going to network. So I cannot say that you should go and say, maybe I'm looking to network with 100 people, and then now you don't even probably take time to get the value from that person and to transfer the value so that you can move to the next person. So what I usually say is that look at, have you built rapport with that person? Has that person felt your value? Have you felt that person value? Yes. Then can you plan for a next meeting? Then you exchange contacts. Then once that is covered, then you can go to the next person. You get.
So you gotta feel satisfied, even you, that I've essentially got value with this person. Chances are that they might remember me.
Yes. And you've agreed that can I, for example, get back to you in the next 2 weeks or in the next 1 week? Can we touch base again, maybe for a meeting? Then he says yes. Then he said, okay. Then I'm going to please allow me to leave. I'm going to respond to you.
I say now.
Yeah.
Good. Let's then look at the other issue as well, which is going to be the last issue that we're looking at now on this basis of networking. I met people saying the best approach for networking, go there to exchange ideas. Approach it from the perspective of, I just want to learn what you guys are doing. Oh, this is exactly what we're also doing in that space, especially in your line, or even something out of line. That once you've done your research, you know that this event has people in one way or another are connected to what we're offering, go there, exchange ideas. Then in one way or another, that becomes a better introduction to the person who's in front of you. Saying, oh, what are you guys doing on this particular one? That if you go that direction, then it's easy for you to connect. It's easy for you to remain professional. And it's easy for you to pick up a conversation from whatever point. Is that the approach, the exchange of ideas approach? Is that what is not going to make me look silly?
No. Actually, let me just say that you have to use two approaches when you go for this kind of events. Number one, of course, now you've done your preparation. You have, you know the questions that you're going to ask. You know the people, somehow you know the people who are going to be there. You might not know everyone. You're very strategic on the people that you're going to approach. Now you are at the event. Yeah, so before even you reach to that person that you want to talk to, there are things that are going to, help you to be successful in the networking. Like, for example, when you enter a room, how is your business etiquette in terms of even how you are dressed up, how you're going to greet people, and are you being strategic in terms of where you're going to sit at? So it's just not about you're going there to learn from people, but before even you start learning, are you even showing up as that person who can be trusted just by people looking at you? So for example, if you are going for let me say a C-suite kind of networking, those are CEOs. You might find that, not you might, but 80% of the time they'll be in suits. So if you want to be like them, because people like people who are like them. So if you want to go for such events so that you get success from it, you have to dress the part like a CEO. How do CEOs dress? Then maybe even you can Google and you say, okay, this is how. If it's a man, you have to have a suit, a tie, polished shoes. Yeah, if it's a lady, you know what you're supposed to wear. So it's about first how you're going to show up. And also for ladies, or even for men, like the business holders, the business card holders. I see, when I go for such events, I look around. Sometimes I just go there as much as I'm networking, but I want to see how people behaving in terms of the business etiquette. You'll find that a lady has a handbag. Now that's the time they're looking for their wallet.
To undo the business card.
No, yes. So already I can pick and see, no, that person has no networking knowledge in terms of what they're supposed to carry. You should have your business cards put in a business holder so that you just don't walk around holding cards like this on your hand. So you have that. For men, the same thing. You have a pen, notebook, not really, because you can use your phone to take notes and all that. So before even you go to the learning part of it, are you showing up as a networking professional in terms of how you look and how you're going to carry out the networking process? So from there now, of course, you go to what we've already discussed, whereby you've gone there to learn, you ask questions. Those are the questions I was saying you prepare. Yeah. If you want to learn more about a certain industry and there's an expert in that networking event and you've already identified that person, then you go there and ask them questions. Because of course that means it's like you're getting a form of mentorship from them, that is already planned. You have questions to ask them. So you get more value from that. But also, before even you ask questions, offer something. Offer value so that you get their interest pulled towards you, and you get them interested so that they can listen to you.
Pretty much at that particular point, your introduction should be value. Sianto, this conversation can end, and every time I hear my director is fighting me, get out of the studio, Simba, time is up. It's as interesting as it can get. Sianto, if people want to learn on how to network as a professional, how can they get in touch? Yes.
Actually, we've not covered a lot. There's so much we can't cover in one. This, So I can be reached on Siantoki at yahoo.com. Or they can find me at my LinkedIn page. They can just search the name Sianto. I'm the only Sianto there. They can find me there.
Hopefully you've seen this face. In case a Sianto came in yesterday, then you can actually be able to talk to her. It's networking like a professional, very, very important, especially if you are a professional or any other person in business. They say your network is your worth. So let's see exactly how it is, isn't it? All right. Talk to her if you can on those particular ones. And if you have any question for her, like I've seen some of you do, just please, indeed, talk to us. And like we do all this, we're going to relay all those to her as well. Sianto, always a pleasure to have you around. Thank you very much for coming. Pretty much online and Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. I am Kiage Simba. Tomorrow is another time for another session. Goodbye.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to